We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Tuesday, August 8th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. Just a reminder that Newsbreak comes to you each weekday at 7 a.m. You can watch it on djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. We're going to spend the next few minutes looking at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi. Let's start with the weather forecast for today. Thunderstorms possible, a high of 82 degrees, low of 70, 60% chance of rain. More of the same in the 3-day outlook. Wednesday, thunderstorms again possible, high of 86, low of 72, 60% chance of rain. Thursday, thunderstorms likely with a high of 86 and a low of 71. The chance of rain is 80%. Might catch a break on Friday, partly cloudy, high of 89, low of 71, chance of rain just 20%. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Tuesday. Lee County supervisors appear on the verge of authorizing a new jail and law enforcement complex with a $51 million price tag, but they have delayed a final vote until after a public hearing next week. On Monday, the Board of Supervisors agreed to advance for a final vote plans to eventually raise the current jail and sheriff's offices on Commerce Street in Tupelo and rebuild a significantly expanded facility, including a 600-bed jail. The plans would include the construction of a new justice court building and a crime lab. Information about the new compound and its cost will be presented next Tuesday during a 6 p.m. public hearing on the second floor of the Lee County Justice Center. Board President Phil Morgan said he plans to bring up the facility construction for a final vote during an August 21st board meeting. Most of the supervisors seem ready to proceed with the new jail and sheriff's offices, although Tommy Lee Ivey of District 4 is not yet fully on board. He said that for $51 million, the people need to have a say. With school back in session, school district officials across Northeast Mississippi are asking all drivers to do their part in helping buses safely transport students. Bus drivers in the Lee County and Tupelo districts spend time before school starts reviewing safety guidelines and practicing their routes. Lee County's fleet of 127 buses covers 108 routes every day, and those routes can be tricky due to being longer and covering more rural roads than a city route. Tupelo has 74 buses. One recurring issue for bus drivers is vehicles that pass stopped buses. Drivers should always look for caution lights, the stop sign, and the crossing arm when approaching a bus on the road. If the stop sign and arm are extended, vehicles should not move until the sign and arm are retracted, the caution lights are turned off, and the bus begins moving again. Students are instructed to wait until their bus driver signals for them to cross the road as a precaution against oncoming traffic. A film crew from Food Network was in Oxford last week filming at Neon Pig to feature the restaurant in a new show coming to the channel. The show is called Super Southern Eats and features unique restaurants across the South. It showcases different flavors and recipes that make the American South a popular travel destination for food travelers. The show is co-hosted by Damaris Phillips and Rutledge Wood. The episode is expected to air sometime in the next 3 to 5 months. While in Oxford, the film crew focused on the restaurant's signature burger, the Smash Burger. They also talked about how the restaurant contracts with farms all over North Mississippi. The original Neon Pig is based in Tupelo and has gotten attention of its own. It earned the honor of Best Burger in America from Thrillist.com and was also featured on the Travel Channel. And in sports, Ole Miss coach Matt Luke knew coming into preseason camp that Ole Miss had talent at wide receiver. He got further confirmation of that at Monday's practice. There were concerns about dropped passes and the receiver's chemistry with young quarterback Shea Patterson when he was thrust into the starting role late last season. But a spring and summer's worth of throw and catch seems to have made a big difference. 2 highlights from Monday's work came on back-to-back plays when Patterson threw touchdown passes to DK Metcalf and DeMarcus Lodge. A.J. Jones also made a nice catch, reaching behind him on a crossing route, and there weren't many dropped passes. Luke, the interim head coach, said the receivers were further along than he thought they would be 6 practices into the preseason. He called them an unselfish group and praised the work of new receivers coach Jacob Peeler. And that's it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. I do want to remind you before I go to check out one of the webcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal, Capitol View with Capitol Bureau Chief Bobby Harrison. New episodes airing live every Monday at 2 p.m. at djournal.com. If you don't catch it live, just watch the replay later in the day. Be sure to check out this week's episode in which Bobby talked about the opioid overdose epidemic and how law enforcement officials are trying to curb it. Also, he talks about Roger Wicker and his campaign funds. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal and at djournal.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at djournalnow. Give our Facebook page a like as well. That's it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.